So now that you found the perfect gown for your system, your age group, your body type, how do you go about picking the gown that's in the right color for you? Because typically dresses come in all different shades of colors, right? Pastels all the way to, blacks or whites. And how do you find it?
The color of a dress can change everything. Yeah. There's actually a gown I'm looking at for international where in the color I'm looking at, it looks like a great miss gown. If you select it in another color, it looks like a Mrs. gown, and if you look at it in bubblegum pink, it's now a teen gown. So the color can change the gown entirely.
Yeah.
But to your point, there are a couple of things that you can do to make sure you're picking the perfect gown for you, the perfect color. And first place I always go to is colors that I love and wear every day.
Yeah.
I know that there are certain colors that just make me pop given my skin tone and my hair color and just my overall coloring. So I try to gravitate towards things that I love in everyday life. I love turquoise. Yeah. I love fuchsia and purples and rich jewel tones. That's what I go for. If you're out shopping with me, those are the colors I'm running to immediately. And I try to stay true to that when I'm looking for evening gowns. I know those look good on me. When I wear them out, people compliment the color on me. So I take that right to the gown store and use that as my jumping off point.
It's so true. I've been wearing blue a lot more recently.
I bought a blue dress because of her.
Well, because when we had that interview with Lydia Who, she said, "Nicole, you look great in blue." I was like, Lydia Who thinks I look great in blue? You gotta buy more blue.
All right. All blue wardrobe. And I, on the other hand, never wore any blue. And then I see Nicole wearing all this blue, and I said, Nicole and I have similar skin tones and coloring. Guess what? I'm going to go buy a blue dress. Sure enough, I wore it out and got lots of compliments on a color that I never wore before. So taking, keys from, it goes back to if there is a title holder that you really admire and look up to, if she has similar colorings and skin tones and hair color that you do, maybe see what colors you love on her and try them on yourself.
Yeah. Well, Preeta and I are in the process of looking for gowns for Miss International, and we were sitting at the computer the other day. And in unison, we said that we were both looking for red gowns.
Right. Just like, oh, I'm thinking red. You couldn't, it was just so in sync where we immediately did the death stare to each other. It's like we're going to have to fight over red.
Because it just so happens that the District of Columbia is right behind Delaware. So really, I could wear the red gown, and then Preeta can just figure it out.
Right, I'd be the one in trouble.
She's like going first.
Do you see what she does to me?
But we have a similar skin tone,
right.
So it doesn't surprise me that we'd both gravitate to the color red because it does look great on both of us.
Right, but it doesn't matter if people in the lineup, because I don't want anyone here on thinking that you can't wear a red gown if someone next to you is. We're just fooling around, but right. It really is just finding the gown and the color that looks great on you. And I think there's a couple keys to that. I think if you have more of a tan complexion, darker skin tone, if you, as similar colorings to Nicole and I, we gravitate towards bright colors, jewel tones. When it comes to metallics, I'm always a gold person. Mm-hmm. You will rarely see me in silver because I think silver just clashes with my skin tone, makes me look almost gray. But if you are, let's say, Allie had a great point.
Right.
If, she had, when her hair was blonde, she wore a pale yellow dress, and it looked terrible. She said it made her look washed out, and
there was no contrast. And I think that's a great,
yeah.
It is, contrast. So, Allie, like you said, was blonde when she competed with us at Miss Maryland USA in 2008, and pale skin, blonde hair with the pale yellow dress. There was nothing about it that stood out because everything was the same color.
Now, girls, even though I'm calling in via Skype, I can still hear you bashing my yellow dress. But that's okay, I bash it too. It was a really bad decision on my part. It was back in 2005 in the Miss Maryland USA system. I was a semi-finalist, but it stopped there for me because what happened with my evening gown was I blended into myself. I had bleach blonde, long extensions that just kind of blended into my kind of an Easter pastel yellow gown. So there was really no contrast, and I just looked like this big yellow blob, which wasn't really that cute in retrospect. So don't do that. I love thinking about contrast when picking out a gown. I like saying to myself, okay, if I have really dark hair, I want to go for either a super light gown, or I want to actually go for a dark gown and have my light skin contrast with it. So you really want to be thinking about contrast and how you can pop.
Yeah, you want to pop. As a key, you want to pop, and it's not about the dress popping, and we'll talk about that, but it's about you really looking like you're standing out in the color and the styling of the dress. You also see a lot of contestants wear white, and white is a very safe color.
It is a safe color.
I think it looks good on almost everybody.
Yeah.
Right, almost everybody. But the counter to that is because it looks good on almost everyone, you'll find that a lot of pageants have a lot of white dresses. So if you're looking for something that stands out, you have to have a different white dress. Again, this is where I go back to Betty Thompson and her white dress at Miss America, which I loved because it was a very unique style of a white dress. And so that is what you do if you're looking for white. But same thing, we're talking about black dresses. I wouldn't wear a black, well, I did wear a black dress, but
And so did I.
I don't typically gravitate towards black dresses.
Neither do I.
I have brunette hair, especially in pictures, and depending on the background of the stage, black just looks blah.
Yeah. And it's true but your black dress was very different than the black dress that I wore my first year competing at Miss Maryland USA. Mine was an old prom dress. I don't recommend wearing a
No prom
no
dresses.
frills prom dress to your first pageant.
If you wear it to your prom, don't wear it to your pageant. Don't. Ever.
And it was strapless, and it had a little bit of a mermaid fit, and then just kind of, fluttered out at the bottom, but it had no bling, no glitz, nothing stood out about it. And I had, I'm very tan, and my hair is really dark, so there was just nothing about it that was special. But your dress, as a contrast, had some great structure. It just fit you like a glove.
Well,
fit you like a glove.
The great story behind that dress is I saw it on the hanger and I hated it. I was like, I don't even want to. I'd gone through every other gown at that trunk show, hanging there on the hanger, did not want to try it. Wasn't the look I was going for. It didn't have any bling. It was just a straight, it had black with a black lace overlay, a little bit of a detail frill at the bottom, and then it had a very pale pink bow right at the top. Nothing about it was what I was looking for. Wasn't that bright jewel tone, wasn't stuff. But I will say, and this goes for everything that we've said, try on everything, because once I put that gown on, it fit like a glove. Goes back to the fit. I mean, it just hugged in all of the right places, made me feel like $1,000,000, and I could just see myself winning in that. And that's, I think that's a big key on how you know. If you can imagine yourself being crowned, and we hear that over and over and over, how did you pick the perfect dress? Well, I put it on and I could just see the crown on my head.
You just knew.
It's just key. But even though it may not, we go in, we're looking for jewel tones, we're looking for bright colors, but don't write off a dress that may not fit your immediate checklist, because sometimes you put it on and it'll surprise you. It looks so different on you than it does on the hanger. But I totally think that trying on everything is the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, but based on our criteria, looking back, it was a perfect gown for you because it fit your system. It was modern, and it just really fit the tone of the USA system. And obviously, you looked amazing in it. So
And I won Best in Evening Gown in
exactly,
it.
no brainer. It was a perfect dress for you.
But again, it has to go with coloring. I think, honestly, I would have liked that dress probably on somebody who had blonde hair a little bit more than mine. I really love the contrast of, if you're blonde, that striking blonde hair, black gown. But even if you have lighter skin, Allie wore a gorgeous, for her Mrs. Arizona America pageant recently, a gorgeous black gown. She has her beautiful brunette hair, but she had this very porcelain-like skin almost, and she looked like Elizabeth Taylor. I kid you not.
So true.
Yeah,
So true.
You just have to find that balance.
Well, again, it's the contrast. You want something that contrasts against your skin tone. Jewel tones work great for us. Black looked amazing on Allie because her skin was so light, and it wouldn't have had the same effect on your eye.
Right.
It just wouldn't have.
Right. But if you're very fair, I think white gowns are great. You can get away with a lot more pastels or silvers. I can't wear pastel ever. I just look
I know.
terrible.
Me either.
Same thing with, if you're going to go, metallic gowns are a huge trend. Lots of liquid beading, lots of rhinestones, whatnot. But there's still color tones there. If you have the tan skin, usually I suggest gravitating towards more of a gold than a silver. If you are lighter skinned, maybe blonde hair, I think the silver looks stunning and not so much the gold. Or again, for us, I love bronze, coppers, richer colors versus, I think it's that warm versus cool colors.
Yeah.
If you have tan, darker skin, go with warmer colors. If you have fairer skin and fairer hair, I'd go with the cooler colors. But there are colors that look great on anybody. I think bright blues look fantastic. Yeah. Whites, like we said, and then blacks can also look amazing almost regardless. So really, really focusing on what you like, what you feel good in, and going from there. Okay guys, that's it for this training video. We really hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, that's awesome because we have so much more great pageant instructional content just waiting for you. In fact, we put together an awesome training course called The Secrets to Mastering Your Onstage Question. Now the best thing about this course is it's not only going to show you how to master your onstage question, but it's also going to show you how to really step up your game during the interview portion of your competition. And we all know how important interview is, right? Now here's the good news, is getting this training course is super simple and completely free. But you do have to be part of our exclusive email subscriber list, so you have to make sure to sign up. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, all you have to do is click the hyperlink below this video, and it's going to take you back to our website where you can enter in your email address and get immediate access to the course. If you're watching this video on another site, make sure to go back to pageantprofessors.com and you'll be able to opt in right from the homepage. Now, as always, we value your privacy, so you don't have to worry about us selling your email address or spamming you. All we're going to do is make sure that we're giving you the latest updates on the greatest pageant instruction that we have. So go ahead, sign up, and I'll see you on the other side.